Hey, welcome to This Week on Let's Fix Her Up. Mike Jamison here, and we're trying to do some of the outlying bordering here that we're going to be doing with our deck that we did. Just a little bit of the stuff we've got going on this week. We'll also show you some really neat lighting that we kind of teased you on a couple of weeks ago. And Marty Bihn's going to talk a little bit about finances right now, because this is a really good time if you want to maybe step into your house if you're interested in doing some home improvements, or you know, you need some extra cash, because he's got a way of making things a little bit better for you that way. All in all, it's going to be a big show today. We're going to, show you how to get this all. We're going to do the red lava rock here, and we're going to be putting that in. Plus, we have to get some more soil in where we dug everything out for our fireplace here. So it should be an interesting show for you, and hopefully we'll be able to get it all done for you. Well, one of the big projects we've been working on for almost 2 years now has been our fence line here. We had over 250 feet of fence that we had to do, and I didn't want to put one of those pre-made 6x8 foot things up, because that's what I had here, and it fell apart, and we get monstrous wind here in our backyard. So I wanted to make sure that if we were putting a new fence line in, we were going to do it heavy duty as much as we possibly can. And basically last summer we were able to get the front yard portion done, and that all went pretty well, and decided now it's time. It's been very difficult to get wood, and we were able to find some wood and got everything put together the way we needed to get it together here. And basically the steps of doing something like this is, when you get done, you want to make sure it's straight. That's always your big thing, and as much as you possibly can, you want to make sure you line this thing up and you string it up high and string it down low, because when you string it down low, that's going to give you your marks for when you dig to put in your posts. And we use 4x4 posts, 8-foot height posts. And when we did it, we got it all strung out real nice, and we were having some problems here, obviously, because behind this is just basically woods, and it's ivy, and it's stuff that messes things up. So you want to make kind of like a fire line back there so that it's all cleaned out, so you don't get the vines that get up against what you're doing here. And what we were able to do then is we marked everything off on our thing. And the great thing also, when you're doing them yourself, you don't have to go 8 feet with every one. So we were a little closer than 8 feet with ours, and just kind of working with our surroundings here to get everything set up the way we did. We got there, we got our augers in. Here's a suggestion. The soil where we did this is very hard clay. This was one of our major problems when we were putting our fence in before last summer. We actually, where our holes were, we dug down about a foot and a half, and basically it'd stop. It would just stop. We watered them and we let them sit overnight, and then we came back through and we're able to get through them to our 3 feet depth. Piece of cake. Everything was really a piece of cake there. So we got that done. We got everything in. We put our posts in, and then our cement. We put it in handful at a time to make sure it's all straight and everything's level. We get them in. We water it and put some more concrete mix in and water it and get it down, and then we let them sit overnight. And we were able to get everything in, and then we started putting our pickets in. And these are 6-foot pickets, and we put them up a little bit higher because under our ground on this end is kind of low. So we're going to make sure that we put some more topsoil in here once we're ready to really start finishing off the backyard. And we went through making sure everything was level, and after we did just about 100 feet. I wound up being about 1/4 of an inch off when we came down to where we're going to be putting our gates in, and that's going to be on a different show. But we're going to put our gates in, and that's going to take us out to that backyard area that the railroad owns, and we're going to work with A+ Home Improvement, and they're going to come out here and clean all that area out for us to get that thing all set so we can get it all put in the way we need to put it in. Now, instead of us using like a 2x3 or something as our cross that we attach all of our pickets to. I wound up using all my 5/4 board that I had because I had so much extra 5/4 board. And the one thing about this, number one, nobody's going to see the back side of this. That's why we flipped it. Normally, the flip side would be on the inside, and then you'd be out there because of your neighbors. We don't have any neighbors on our backyard side. So we wound up putting the real nice end of the fence on this side, and that's what everybody in our neighborhood does. We set it up that way. So we were able to get everything in. Everything that we put in was stainless steel screws. We did everything with stainless steel screws so that this thing is strong. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to last. It shouldn't warp out. Sometimes they warp out a little bit, but this one, it really shouldn't do it. It should work out real well for us that way. And one of the major things that we were able to do, because we had those string lines, we were able to make sure everything was perfectly straight and everything was level all the way down. Like I said, about 1/4 of an inch off when we came up to our last post where we're going to be putting in our gates. So it actually worked out real well for us here. Some of the things you really want to remember when you're doing something like this, make sure your measurements are just set the way they need to be set. You want to make sure you get that all done that way. And also, when you're doing things, make sure you stand back and look at it. You want to stand back and look at it. That way you know exactly where you're at and what's going to be going on. And that, and if you have to make adjustments, you can make adjustments that way. Now, when we get this all done, we were going to this year put a coat of Thompson sealer on it. But I think we're going to wait until next spring to do it, only because the front part of the fence doesn't look like the back part right now. And it's going to give it a chance to weather a little bit. Then we're going to power wash everything and get everything set up after that. But we're actually really excited we were able to get this done, and it's really starting to make our backyard look great.
Power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Want to take back control? A Generac home standby generator protects your home against power outages every second of every day, all year long, automatically, whether you're home or away. Control your power, control your life with a Generac home standby generator.
For a free estimate, call Schneider Sons Electric, 419-691-8284.
Different problems require different solutions. Seagate Roofing and Foundation Services has been solving water problems for over 30 years. We have the expertise to provide you with the best solution. Seagate replaces foundations, straightens walls, lifts sinking foundations, and waterproofs basements. Get your free estimate before you make a decision, because you deserve to have all the facts. We are the local experts.
244 LEAK Seagate.
This is one of the big projects we were doing here. Is talking about our deck that we did. It's a beautiful deck, and some of the things that we've had to do. We put some nice little lighting in here. That's everything's solar here now, so we're not using any electricity here with our setup, so it works out real nice. But one of the things we wanted to do, we had our big fireplace that we put in here. We had a big hole behind here, and we had to go in there and we had to put some topsoil in there and get it all set up there behind it, because we weren't going to have grass. Obviously, it was a lot lower there, and we put some really good, quick growing grass seed in there with some fertilizer that's already built in, and all of that worked out real nice. We were able here, we're going to put this red lava rock all the way around our deck. Just something I wanted to do. I thought it would look kind of nice, and you still have a stepping area, so it's not going to be too much of a problem with that. What we had to do was actually dig this whole area out. We actually killed the grass in this area before, about 2 weeks ago, and it made it a lot easier for us to get in there to take a level of that grass out of there with our blade, and we got everything done with that. We put a double layer of black setup here so that with the screening, so that everything would be, so we wouldn't get too much with the weeds in here. And then we were able to get everything all put in the way we needed to get it put in here. It wasn't that really that hard of a job at all. It was very inexpensive. I thought the lava rock was going to look a lot better than if we put any mulch or anything in there. It should have a little bit more of a lasting and more of a staying power here. But main things that you got to do if you're going to do a project like this is number one, make sure everything's level for you here, so it works out really nice when you put this in. The lava rock really isn't that expensive for one of the, I think they're about 10-pound bag, maybe 15-pound bag. They're about $5. So we were able to do that. We're going to have to get a lot more because we've got to do the other area. We wrapped a little bit around our fireplace here so that we could have that done. And our main goal was with this project was to be able to put something together that was not a lot of cost involved in it. I mean, we did the deck ourselves and put it all together. And that's kind of how we came up with these lights. You're on Facebook and everything, and you see all of these kind of things all the time. So we tried it and we bought these lights. They kind of look like a flame type deal. And when you get a good sun on them, they work fantastic. Sometimes they don't work because you're not getting a lot of sun with them, but right now they look real nice. And we were able to also put the real nice lights on all the way around on our fencing and everything, and we'll show you a little bit of that too, where they really look nice and they're very inexpensive. There's not a lot of money involved in any of this stuff that we're doing here right now. It just takes some time to make sure you get it all put together. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We wanted to get some lights that we were going to do some hangings here, and just some of the hanging bulb lights. We saw them on Facebook, and we wound up buying them. And they were about $40, and they looked like nice big round bulbs, and everything was going to be great and everything. And when we got them, they were from China. They were absolute junk, and I'm not even going to put them out here. It was just a waste of money. I was really upset with that. But this company that puts these together here, and if you need some more information about it, you can give me a call at 419-514-1302, or hit me up on Facebook. Everybody else does, and I can tell you a little bit more about this company that puts these lights that we put all the way around, because they really work out nice, and it just adds a real nice ambiance to our deck area out here.
Stop struggling with the big box stores. Choose Gladio.
Gladio Home Center. A hardware store, yet so much more. Your home improvement answer store. A place to design your interior space. A professional and friendly smiling face. Everything you need for your home. And Gladio is locally owned. You'll be glad to know Gladio Home Center.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bihn, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bihn today.
I can tell love is everywhere. Like a new perfume in my hair. I just feel love is everywhere.
Well, folks, you can't have a home improvement show unless you have somebody that's going to be able to get you some finances to make things happen. And Marty Bihn here with Fairway Mortgage has been with me, Jesus, my whole life, literally. It's a long story, but we'll go from there.
I'm not sure who's the legacy in this relationship. It's almost like Flounder from Animal House, right?
Yeah, well, your hair's still the color it's supposed to be. Mine's a little lighter, so it's got to be that. Marty, seriously, though, I'm finally feeling better after all the craziness I've been through. And, we're on this week's show, we're doing the deck. We got the deck done. We got the new fence up there.
You're lucky you found womanized board. I'm telling you, you started talking about it, and as much as getting money finding materials. We have 5 or 6 renovation projects underway right now, and people are struggling to find basic materials at reasonable cost. Builders are adding big lumber surcharges.
Sure.
I mean, the ripple effects of the virus and what it's done through various parts of the economy it's just a weird thing, because you can get tons of one thing and none of something else.
Right,
and
right.
It's just a strange reality.
My thoughts to everybody, what I've been doing is literally at 1 o'clock in the afternoon going to like a Home Depot, the one that I always go to. You can look online, nothing. No, we don't have it. It's not online, so people give up. If you go in there, you'll find wood. We just did 250 of the pickets, 6-foot pickets, to do our fence. Online, nowhere on there. I walk in there, oh my God, there they were, handed him the money and started loading them up. And he said, literally, that's how it works. They're here for 20 minutes. It's incredible. And a lot.
Might as well meet them in the parking lot and unload them from the truck, huh?
Yeah, well, they helped. They did help, because I'm an old man, so. but the one thing that, people wonder, and this is something you and I, all my finances and everything. I'm basically, I'm under the $100,000 threshold. We've talked about this forever. I owe, I don't know, about 55, 60 on my house. I owe on my boat, and I owe on my car. I'm in the 80, 85,000 realm. But I've got probably 100,000 in equity in my house. I don't know how to use that. Not saying I want to right now. But with the COVID and everything, I'm scared to death. December 1st is going to happen, and it's all going to get shut down again. And you get in the middle of a project, or you're doing something, and you're not going to be able to get money. How does that work?
Well, so it's very interesting, because when this first started, and we as a collective society thought it was going to be relatively short-lived, and we thought it, get through the initial phase,
blink, and it's over.
Well, it would get better. Well, I think the experts were right in that this is a long haul until there's a vaccine, until you can get true immunity, herd immunity. I think it's going to be around for a while. And
right.
When it started, it was amazing to me, because rates got real low, and everybody wanted 10-year and 15-year. They wanted to pay their house off quick. Hey, I want to get this over with. And it very, very quickly, as the late spring progressed, and as we're now heading into winter even, has turned to people calling because they're worried about their economic security. They're worried about their jobs. And we're seeing more and more people, because rates are so low, taking it back out to a 30-year, knowing they can pay extra when they want. But the difference in rate between a 30 and a 15 is not that big a deal. So they're taking the security of the lowest possible payment, and then if everything improves, or when it improves, right? You and I are optimists.
Yeah.
When,
it's gonna.
It will. It's going to be a rough go for a while, but when things improve,
Wear your mask.
they're gonna load back up on it and pay it down. And I think that's really been the transition, is people are looking for not just monetary security, meaning having money, but they're looking for payment security in the sense that they can stretch that out. As you know, early this spring, and I know it's a controversial topic, we started doing reverse mortgages, and we've seen an uptick in that, because some seniors who were working part-time jobs. You mentioned Home Depot. The folks working a part-time job as a checkout person, or one of my favorite guys in the whole world is in the when I go need panels cut into pieces so I can make a cabinet or what have you. He doesn't work anymore. He was worried about it. He's relatively high risk.
Right.
And that income cut has forced people to make some, I wouldn't say tough, but some smart choices about how to readjust their financial picture so that they are protected to not be stuck with a high payment. And it's amazing to me that that's been the change that we've seen the most in the last 4 or 5 months. Is people are much wiser. I keep hearing, there's going to be this wave of foreclosures. There will be some. But I don't think it's anywhere like last time, because people didn't go crazy. People aren't borrowing 125% of the value of their house. We're not having the mirror test where you hold it up, and if you see, the mirror fog up, we give them a loan. We still make sure people can make the payment. And I'm optimistic that most people that I've come into contact with are preparing themselves financially, both for access to money, which is what you brought up, meaning I've got equity, I want to do that, and they're protecting themselves on longer term payments. And when this first started, there were a lot of people who got notices their equity lines were either being cut or shut down. And I think that freaks people out.
Right.
I don't have access to that equity anymore. So some of what we're doing is helping people preserve that access so that they know in the future where they stand. And that financial security, I mean, neither of us is that young anymore.
Right.
It's nice to be able to know I'm good.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I mean, it would be nice to put a new refrigerator in, or maybe my
can't get one.
washer. Yeah, that's true. You're right. That or a
Even
car,
if you want to buy a fridge, good luck.
Yeah, you're right.
I tried
you're
to buy
right.
a chest freezer in April.
There's none. There are no freezers
Dude,
anywhere.
you couldn't trade 2 pounds of gold for a chest freezer.
Exactly.
At no price could you get a chest freezer.
But when we're on Facebook, and obviously I spend a lot of time on Facebook, and you just the 5-star, all of the accolades you guys are getting, because what you're able to do with people, and I think it's got a lot to do with the crew you've put together for the standpoint of, man, you got to be able to talk to people like they're a normal person, and that's what you guys do so well.
Well, Fairway is a giant national company. We're the 5th largest lender in America, but one of our core premises is that we have national strength but local presence. And we're here. I mean, you come to the office when we're there, and
pet the dog, everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're physically in the market. We know what's going on. We know what businesses have been affected, and as this year has gone on, the challenges of it. We once a week now we get a closing that is either canceled or postponed because somebody buying somebody's house has been laid off or had their job altered, or one of our customers. I mean, I get a call a week with, hey, I last night, we're off till January.
Oh.
I mean, it breaks your heart.
You put a lot of work in, right?
Well, but it's not the work. It's that person who was so excited and whatever else. And luckily in this case, it wasn't. I mean, 2 weeks ago we had someone, they had already sold their house, were waiting to close on a new house, and then found out they lost their job.
Ugh.
Now the good news in that is we're not putting them in harm's way. We're not having them buy something that they probably now can't afford, and they've taken a hard look at what to do, and we've made some adjustments, and they're going to buy something else. And is it exactly where they wanted to be? No, but given the situation, and one of the things you and I talk about a lot is the difference between what's happening today and how the ripples go through. And when's travel going to come all the way back?
Yeah.
I mean, some of these business, when's the wedding business going to go? I mean,
we lost 39 weddings last year.
Right, but now that people are used to a different way to do a wedding, everyone won't go back to the old way.
Oh, no. 500 people weddings are over.
Well, not forever. Some people will still.
You're right.
But the number of them that are going to happen in the future has been forever cut, in my opinion.
I agree.
Downtown living, and it's not against that, but downtown living in tight spaces and everything, between the unrest this year socially and the virus, when's that going to roar back?
Right.
I don't know, but there are fundamental shifts that happen when things like the pandemic occur that I think are going to be around for a while. And our role really is to try and talk through how your or whatever the customer that we're talking to situation has been altered by that, and then try and help them make some good decisions. And for me, the real joy of my job isn't that, doing a loan's not that, it's what I do.
Right.
But it's trying to help that person figure out the right set of choices. And we have a lot of different products, but it's not right for everybody.
Well, you guys do a phenomenal job. And one of these days, I'm going to take you through this house again, because, you built all this, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
you did it all.
All right, so watch.
It all.
So watch. So when you get a piece of countertop, right? You buy the 12 by 11 slab or whatever, and then the middle, because almost everybody's got some sort of L-shaped kitchen, right? Well, the middle,
it's got to be cut
it's gone.
out.
Yeah. So I said, cut me a piece, whatever that shape is, and I don't even need the edges done. Just cut it in a couple 2x6s, and I went.
I'm impressed with the 45
pocket screws. Lots of trial and error. Much failure was involved. The bench your butts on was a whole lot easier to do than this, because that's just flat cuts. And
he's got some neat projects, and we're going to do here. Telephone number, Marty, for people if they need to get a hold of you.
419-461-0667.
All my days in a dream. That's where I know you'll always be.
Well, it's this week's show. Just I've had this house for almost 10 years and I haven't been able to use my backyard at all. And you know, we were set up, we were going to do the concrete, we were going to put the patio in, and just wasn't able to do it. So we finally decided to do it this week. We've got our fireplace back to the way we want it. And if you have any thoughts, or you know, if you have any projects you want to showcase, feel free to give us a call at 419-514-1302. You know, this show is all about what happens in the Toledo area. We want to spotlight great contractors. We want to spotlight businesses that are going to help local people out and what they're doing and how they're doing it. You know, I've got my little hot tub that just we got it over at Mossing's over there on Central Avenue, and it wasn't a brand new one. It was a used hot tub. And if you stop in there, you can, you know, check out some of the stuff that they have. Obviously, there was no way I could afford a brand new hot tub, but they go through them and refurbish them and make them look great. And we actually have some things we're going to be doing here in the next couple of shows where we're going to be using some of our 5/4 board that we have, and we're going to put a kind of a wrap around the hot tub to kind of make it fit with what we're doing here in our backyard. But we've got some kitchen projects we're going to do. I'm toying with the idea of a concrete countertop. I haven't gotten there yet, but I think I might play with one here and see. If not, Mike Langendorfer out at the countertop shop's got some great ideas for us if we decide to go quartz. So we're putting all these ideas together with what we're doing. But for me to be able to sit out here, have a beautiful fire lit, you know, have some friends over, we've got all we need to make this a nice area, and we didn't spend a lot of money. And folks, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is you can do it. You can definitely do these projects. And if you screw up, believe me, I screw up all the time. That's my middle name. But very proud of what we were able to put together here, and it's still not done, but we've got a lot more stuff we're doing, and we're gonna try our best to put it here on the show so you can see everything that we're doing here and be able to you know, get it all put together for you that way. Once again, let's see your projects. If you'd like us to maybe bring our cameras out, take pictures of everything you do so that we can you know, come out there and do a nice segment with what we're doing here, and maybe we can put you on our show. But for me, even during the cold winter months, it's a little chilly out tonight, I'll make a fire. I'll come out here with a little libation, and I'll relax a little bit and enjoy what we've been able to put together here. And then a few months coming up here, we're going to be building a shed. We're going to be doing a 24 by 12 shed that we're going to be taking down our old shed, and we're going to be showcasing that. We've got new windows we're going to be putting in. We're going to be working with Seagate. We've got some stuff where they're digging out some houses where they've got some water damage, and Seagate's going to be helping out with that too. So a lot of good stuff, So hey, thanks for watching. Once again, Toledo's only local home improvement show. 27 years we've been trying to put some great ideas in your head. I am Mike Jamison. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend, and get yourself busy on Monday, and we'll see you next week.